Hey y'all, it's Mo from Mo in the Deep End, and we are live. And today's Tumblr says, if I like you, let me see if I can, you're very special because I effing hate people. Uh, you know, it is what it is today. Tonight we have some actual news, some actual newsy news. And then we have some fun news, trying to have, all the different kind of stuff. So today I have found all the newsy news that you didn't know you needed, and some that, well, I just thought was funny. So without further ado, let us present. I think I've got this right. I am actually Hey, Kim, how are you doing? I hope you're having a great day. But before that, and as people trickle in, we also have a story time. I, um, I think I embarrassed middle daughter to possible death. So as people trickle in, and we get more people in, I will start with story time. Uh, Also, big achievement. Fry went on a walk twice today for 10 minutes each. Uh, you know, we actually survived, sort of. My leg is definitely paying for it, but we did actually get through it, so we might make it through. We we may actually be able to get an honest to God walk in once a day. I don't know. Possibly. It's a possible thing. But our first story is kind of an important one, and I put this up first because this was a story that kind of woke me up to a lot of the shenanigans that have been going on with school boards and different things. I think a lot of us who have kind of been clued into maybe things not being hello, Jamie. I Yeah, I saw you guys doing something on, Jody and, oh gosh, Ruby. Jody, look, I have highly speculated that she had just ruptured hemorrhoids. Again, super speculation hat. I need to get a super speculation hat, a, um, a reckless crime tuber hat, and, a conspira hat. I need all of those hats. Yes, we are he's getting a little bit better. It was so sad. So, we, well, I saw that, but I also wanted to work on some videos, and I thought, I don't always need to be on every stream. I can work on some videos, and you guys were doing a great job, so I thought, I will work on some videos and do some laundry because my glamorous life, you have no idea, y'all. I did, like, 6 loads of laundry, and I still have laundry to do because that is my glamorous life. Glamour all over the place. Y'all are jealous, I know. Someone left a pen in the dryer, of course, mostly my clothes, my new skirts. Awesome. So, I'm going to be getting ink remover tomorrow, which will be just great. Well, yeah, I've been pulling every, Jody and, Ruby article that I find, so I will try to keep you guys up to date. I've been trying to pull articles. It's kind of nice staying up to date with the news because I am a news junkie, so I get to, do what I like and stay up with all the stuff and shenanigans. But this story particularly caught my eye because I think every one of us saw the dad that was kind of tackled to the ground, or at least I did, and it really kind of scared me because when you learned his story and what happened to his daughter and how he was forbidden from talking, it was chilling, at least to me. So, dad pardoned over arrest at school board meeting on daughter's, grape, if you will. Rips politicized DOJ, bone chilling. Virginia father who was arrested at school board meeting when he spoke out about his teen daughter being raped by look, I don't really care about the person. I mean, I look, it's a hot button issue. Everyone's going to have opinions on the transgender thing. This is not really a political channel. I would love to start a political channel, but this is not that, so y'all can have your own opinions on that, but, um, it did allow this particular person to be in an area where they could attack this other child. Slammed the Department of Justice on Monday as being politicized and weaponized for his handling of his case. Scott Smith was recently pardoned by Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin. Hey, Josie. Hey, it's me, Josie. Everyone's here. And said in an interview that he did not believe his case was treated fairly by federal prosecutors. I really wanted to win this straight up in court on my own merit, but unfortunately, as things played out, our justice system across the land is unfortunately politicized and weaponized to the hilt, and that should scare every American, Smith told Fox News on Monday night. Okay, sir, you was going on Fox News. Could you at least wear your formal camo? I mean, look, sir, I am hillbilly to the max, but at least I'm going to wear something nice to Fox News if I go. I mean, I probably wouldn't. I'd go see Tucker Carlson or, Dave Rubin, to be honest, or even Tim Pool, although I'd have to deal with Ian, who is insufferable. But, I'd go to somewhere else, but I'd wear my formal t-shirt at least for the love of Cheetos and a hat. Sir, stereotypes. Come on, let's be just a little better. Smith also addressed a recent Wall Street Journal editorial that claimed press used his altercation as proof of some type of greater right-wing campaign or an attempt to fit Mr. Smith into a Democratic Party portrayal of conservative critics of the government motivated by hatred. Possibly. It's all true, Smith said when he was presented with the article. It's what they did. They used me to silence moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas, and everyone else that were starting this movement to protect our children, stand up for our rights, to protect our children and say what we think is right for them. And there's clear evidence it's somewhat worked, he said, calling the Justice Department memo school boards chilling. Yeah, I didn't like being called a domestic smear mist. I mean, I'd much rather be called it on, like, my own merits. I mean, I wanna go full Dale Gribble if I'm gonna be accused of something, for the love of Cheetos. Smith was arrested at the Loudoun County School Board meeting on June 22nd, 2021. Closed door, stream going equals come in, talk to puppy. Never fails. When he spoke out about his teenage daughter being, essayed in the bathroom, he reportedly unleashed a storm of profanities and was convicted of disorderly conduct. Uh, y'all better believe I would unleash more than a storm of profanities. I would also unleash aspersions on, their parents being cousins, uh, you know, product of, like, possibly them having flippers, needing gills, you know, uh, mentally subnormal. Uh, all insults would be on the table. I mean, they would be lucky if I just stuck with, you know, profanity. But he told America Reports he was not verbally sparring with the unsupportive school board members as originally believed, but rather a radical parent who called him a liar and threatened to ruin him on social media. Oh, you gotta love those Karens that come to the if it's not yeah, really. It really is. I never spoke to the school board. The whole story is kind of askew. What? The media getting something wrong? But I think this is unfortunately for, people kind of the school boards and the teachers unions, this is what sparked a lot of parents to get a lot more involved, and I don't think they realized the kind of sleeping bear that they poked because parents don't play, and when, your kids are being told a lot of craziness, uh, parents don't play. This isn't our child. Unless you pushed our child out and are paying for our child's new shoes, then we, you and me and the government, are not in a child relationship. Like, we are not in a parenting relationship. One second, I've got to get puppy off the daggone bed. Head of shame, sir. Just can't win for losing today. I was sitting in my little area and a radical protester came and heard this I heard the shouting behind me and I turned around. It was my wife and her. I didn't know my wife was there. She came in behind me, he recounted. So I stepped in and tried to explain to this Sir Bert down. Just can't have nice things. Just cannot have nice things. Ugh. And this is what Ruby will never get. Look, you have 6 kids. There will never be perfection. There will never be quiet. It will always be chaos. Look, it's just it is what it is. I don't know why she expected perfection. I don't know where she got that idea, but you never will have it, and you just have to kind of start to be okay with it. So, whatever. She's a nutcase, allegedly. That's when she threatened to ruin him on social media. Sir, is it you want to be held now? Oh, for the love of goodness, you are such a ham sandwich. No, you're not touching buttons. What, now you want the hat of shame? You're not biting. No. This is his, yeah, but, the problem is that things have to give. Things have to give, and you just have to be okay with it. You have to learn to roll with the punches, and if you prioritize looking perfect on the outside, then things are gonna crack big time. He is cute for his own safety because he is a little turdlet and a half sometimes here lately. He is definitely going through the nipping stage, and I will be calling an obedience class tomorrow at PetSmart. Very close, because we need to start working on listening to me. Because 'cause he'll listen to Mr. Mo, but he will not listen to me. Mr. Mo has that voice, though. Oh, we have the Chewy ropes, and he loves tug of war. We've got, like, 5 of them. But thank you for the idea. I called her an expletive, and next thing I know, there's hands all over me grabbing me from behind, Smith recounted. He said he was never really fighting to clear his name from the disorderly conduct charge. I mean, I'm a country boy. I'm just disorderly sometimes. Well, this was all about my free speech. That shouldn't have happened that day, he told the anchor, John Roberts. Governor Glenn Youngkin, I'm pleased to grant John or Scott Smith a full pardon. He is a dedicated Loudoun County father who was wrongly prosecuted and convicted for standing up for his daughter in 2021 Loudoun County School Board meeting after she was essayed at school. Yeah, see, the problem is yeah, and that's what we'll be doing. But the problem is that people didn't recognize that this is what got this man into office. Had they not pushed this particular set of things, this man would not be in office. Parents came out because they were peeved. And look, there is nothing, um, 2023 circa 2024, look, people aren't voting for people are throwing Molotov cocktails figuratively at the system. It's generally not, you're voting for someone, you are voting against the system, at least for me. That's why I'm voting for Basil the possum. I believe he will be the only honest, politician in, uh, DC, and he takes care of ticks and mosquitoes, so the possum it is. Smith was pardoned by Youngkin on Sunday when the Republican governor told Fox News Sunday, or I spoke with Mr. Smith on Friday and had the privilege of telling Mr. Smith I will pardon him, and we did that on Friday. We righted a wrong. He should have never been prosecuted here. This was a dad standing up for his daughter. But Loudoun County Democratic Commonwealth Attorney, Buddha Bibaraji, okay, s something, who was ultimately removed from the case, slammed the pardon as a political stunt and an unprecedented, inappropriate intervention into an active legal case. She accused Youngkin of making himself judge and jury over herself and politically opposite county officials who were involved in the case. When asked about those comments on Monday, Smith said, Bibaraja is one of the most evil people I've ever met. Unfortunately, I had to deal with her face to face with the prosecution of the person who assaulted his daughter. We need to vote her out. The teenage suspect who hurt his daughter was found guilty of 2 counts of forcible SA. The suspect was sentenced to a residential treatment facility and placed on the registry. Hopefully, this child offender can get help. I'm torn as to whether people who offend like this can be helped. Hopefully, at this young age, they can have intensive therapy where he can get help, and this, residential treatment facility isn't just like a halfway house where they stuff people and forget about them. Hopefully, he does get the help he needs. Hopefully, this man's daughter is getting the therapy and help she needs to hopefully rebuild self-esteem and things like that. What happened to her should not have happened, and hopefully everyone is getting help. That's one serious story. Let's stop serious stories because we have a fun story. I love airplane stories, and this one isn't about starting a revolution. Well, maybe. A couple aboard EasyJet flight caught joining the Mile High Club. Oh my effing god. Um, well, let's just say if you're gonna do it, possibly not on Spirit Airlines where the doors don't close, and also be quiet, and also, oh my gosh, don't. And also, he has a poo-eating grin on his face. I Yeah, I'm kinda torn. I don't know that you can recover from being attracted to minor people. I I'm kind of firmly of the opinion that, like, one strike, you can go live in an island with other offenders, but you can't the last story was the Loudoun County father that, Governor Glenn Youngkin, pardoned, and the DA was the very radical, Democrat DA was big, hot mad about it 'cause, democracy and something or other and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah. So I was just kind of positing that I'm not sure that the perpetrator of the essay on the daughter could be helped with going to the residential treatment. Oh, the crazy plane lady? Yeah, I don't know, but lizard people, at this point, I'm open to the idea of lizard people. I need a conspira hat. Couple aboard EasyJet flight caught joining Mile High Club. Oh my effing god. Well, a randy couple aboard, uh, an EasyJet flight was caught in the middle of a mid-air romp inside the plane's bathroom by a shocked flight attendant and stunned passengers. Thank God they were recording. This will not have sound because this is on Brave, so it doesn't have, the ads, but we can see shock face. Oh, they're clapping and they're naked. Well, well, look, he's having strokes, allegedly, not really. He's dehydrated because that's how everyone acts when they're dehydrated. Uh, and stunned passengers, according to footage that was posted on social media. Thank God we have, God bless social media. How would we know that people are having weird quickies everywhere? I mean, between the cop and that couldn't find a rural road and these people that couldn't find a bathroom with a lock on it. When a nervous plane worker swung the bathroom door, a half-dressed couple appeared to be mid-act, a man behind a woman. I'm surprised they didn't explain what was going on. Just say he was giving her the Heimlich maneuver and his pants fell down. According to a video posted on X, formerly Twitter. Well, so I'll have to figure out if I can, turn something on Brave so that has video, but I believe they were being, very loud, so people were clapping, and cheering, so I believe they were not being, what we call subtle in their, quietness, nor do I think with the shit-eating grin on his face, do I think they were subtle in their, you know, general trying to go to the bathroom subtly. Well, but if you're an exhibitionist, wouldn't you want more people to video you? I don't know. Look, victim lady on, ChatterBait, the Democratic hopeful, is all upset, but I thought that you put out those videos to be seen. I don't know how this whole world works because 'cause I've never heard of ethically non-monogamous. I have no idea, but her husband looks like he done lost his soul through his eyes. He's smiling, but his eyes look dead. The man quickly grabbed the bathroom door and closed it as passengers wildly laughed and hollered. "Oh my effing God," one passenger exclaimed as she covered her mouth in disbelief. Another passenger covered her face with her hands following the X-rated moment. Officials with EasyJet confirmed to the Daily Star UK that the sexually charged incident happened on September 8th after the plane departed the UK. Well, way to go, uh, UK. Way to go, the UK. The police were notified. It is unknown if any arrests were made or if their pants were put back on. Did they officially wear the pineapple upside down? I mean, I don't know. Do you slip the flight attendant a 20? I mean, how do you tip these people? Look, I done had to see your butt. I deserve at least 20 bucks for that. We can confirm that this flight from Luton to Ibiza on September 8th was met by police on arrival due to the behavior of two passengers aboard, the airline told the news outlet. Social media users appeared as amused as the passengers who were aboard. Uh, "Where is part 2? I need to see them walking out," one user tweeted with a face emoji. "Where is the walk of shame?" Another user chimed in. "Joining the Mile High Club on EasyJet," another ex user tweeted. "Outrageous effort." Um, Hope that wasn't the pilot, someone else tweeted. Further information on the incident was not immediately known. Um, their mom is so proud, just so proud. Can you imagine that call? "Hey, mom, I need you to send me, 30 pounds, euro, whatever, look, European money. Since Brexit happened, I don't know if you have to send euros." Look, as a semi-fluffy person and my husband is large, tall-wise, and semi-fluffy too, them bathrooms are small. I am not flexible. Look, no, just no. I would someone would end up with a cramp. No. I that is for young and flexible people. God bless you. Go with God. Do whatever you wanna do. Don't get caught. Don't get taken to the police. Don't have to call your mom in Ibiza to, send you bail money because you done got caught doing the beast with 2 backs on EasyJet. Just don't. Possibly don't. And for your story time with Mama Mo. So my middle daughter, I embarrassed the hell out of her, but I didn't have the mobile board of truth, the mobile whiteboard of truth. But her first not boyfriend boy came to the house to pick her up to go to the movie with her friend and the other not boyfriend boy. And he was like, "I don't know how to do this." And I had to explain how you approach a house of a girl you like. And I said, "Well, here is your driveway. Here is the car." I'm a terrible okay, he had a truck, so there we go. It's a it's a Tesla truck, just imagine. And then here is the house. My house looks like a dentist office, state of the art 1974. And I said, "What you do is you get the hell out of your car because you don't honk your horn." The girl does not get out of the house to a horn honk. They did not. They were very sweet. So they got out of their car and I said, "You come and you knock on the door and you just, shake the parent's hand and you introduce yourself. That's how you properly meet a girl's parents." And my daughter's like, "You are the most embarrassing person ever." And I said, "Well, I'm sorry I didn't have the mobile board of truth to explain-orate things with crayon. I had to explain-orate things with words, and apparently I stream, so I'm cool, but I'm also the most embarrassing person in the entire world." Which, I try. I really try. That is the truth. But I I felt the need to express, to help him know how to properly introduce himself. He did, he came up and he shook my hand and he's like, "What's your name?" And I was look, it's hard to draw to the side and with a dry erase marker. The mobile board of truth is not for, artistic value. It is for quick, abstract, brutalist art. Listen, it's a Tesla truck. Those things look like a dump truck. So, yeah, she was thoroughly embarrassed. I told her to smuggle her candy, and I didn't say she could use her prison pocket, so I kept that comment in. Like, I was trying to not be like Super Mo, so I tried, but apparently I'm still embarrassing, so, who it it is what it is. In other news, present just for all of us Star Wars nerds, if you are. A long-lost X-Wing model from Star Wars 1977 is up for auction. Yes, it is a Cybertruck. It was not it was my artistic interpretation. Elon, I am here if you need a new model for any of your new Cybertrucks. Um, it will look, just as ridiculous as the other Cybertruck. No offense, sir, but those are the ugliest things I have ever seen in my entire life. Uh, a long-lost X-Wing fighter model used on the screen in the original Star Wars from 1977 has resurfaced and is being auctioned with the opening bid of $400,000. So if we all contributed, let's just buy an island first. I mean, I really think we could buy Guam. Oh, really? Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Heritage Auctions said the model was long known as the missing X-wing until it was found in the collection of Greg Jean, who died last year after a career in miniature making that saw him earn awards nominating his work on projects including Star Trek and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. The 1/24th scale miniature was one of 4 created for filming close-ups in key moments during the famous third act battle in Star Wars Episode IV: A New Hope, and features red stripes on top 2 wings, identifying it as the Rebel Alliance Squadron's Red Leader. The model also stood in for some of the shots for Red 5, the ship piloted by Luke Skywalker, and Red 2, piloted by Wedge Antilles. Auctions says the X-Wings represents the pinnacle of Star Wars artifacts to ever reach the market. The model was considered lost by industrial lights and magic teams for decades before it was identified by visual effects experts helping Gene's family sort through his extensive collection of cinematic artifacts. I, I know, I keep telling people we could buy it on discount. Or, there's this island and look, I'm just saying we'd need about 800 pounds of sage, 4 Catholic priests, 1 Orthodox priest, a couple New Age Wiccans, a couple Old Age Wiccans, a druid, but after we sage the hell out of that place, I'm pretty sure we could get that place on a discount too. I'm just saying, an island of all of us, it'd be awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, you guys have no idea. After building the cat house, I am kind of stoked that I may be able to actually put together a Lego kit. I have no spatial awareness and no put together awareness. So, actually putting together the cat house, both of them, I know the island of misfit toys. We'd be like that. I want to be a dentist. What was What was that elf's name in freaking Rudolph? He was the most annoying elf. I was like, "Who the hell wants to be a dentist?" Shut up, smarmy. Okay, well, we're not going to Guam, we're going to the island of the man who didn't end himself. We're going Herbie. Um, you can ask them if they'll take one. You never know, those might also be uh, very popular too because they just learned how to, or they just finished sequencing the entire X or Y chromosome, so that might be actually fairly valuable. I would call and ask them. The model is due to be auctioned October 14th and 15th with a starting price of 400,000. Um, well, God bless whoever gets it, and I hope they don't have children, kids, or anyone ever. But that is really cool, and I'm sure the family's like, "Dad has all this crap." Okay, where is the next aha. In more important news, of course. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the, more adulty adult ones. So there's an office set and, then the architectural ones. So I'm looking on eBay. I don't mind if someone's already put it together as long as there's instructions and it's complete. I'm willing to take a banged up box. Yeah, no, Herbie is awesome. But in more important news, a Cockatoo breaks speed record on tiny scooter. Again, this won't have sound, but we need to see it be Um, I think we were lied to about speed. We really are. This writer's strike has to end. Late night television is terrible. Apparently, this happened in Bulgaria. Communism did a lot to this country. A 7-year-old cockatoo has claimed the title of fastest parrot on wheels. I did not know that was a category, but, there you go, sir. After breaking the Guinness World Record for riding a pint-sized scooter, Chico, belonging to a Bulgarian resident. Oh, come on now. K can't say KY, Mr. something or other, traversed a distance of 5 meters or 16.4 feet in freedom units in 17.79 seconds while riding his scooter. The Cockatoo took his own title just a few days later at the set of Italian TV series, uh, The Show of Records, where he broke his own record with a time of 14.58 seconds. This guy is a professional parrot breeder and trainer. You know, there is a job for all of us if we just try hard enough. My career counselor never told me I could be a parrot breeder. I don't know why. I should have been warned that I should have been told I could have been a parrot breeder. So I will tell you that I find these kind of news on it's called UPI, and they have a lot of interesting, like, animal-based news, so he might like it if he goes on there. They have a lot of different things that really are kind of odd, different news, but quirky stuff. So, uh, this particular gentleman with a foreign name that I'm not going to butcher out of respect, he's had Chico since he was 3 months old, and the bird quickly showed an aptitude for performance. He has a natural talent, and we started to train him to do more serious tricks. But he did everything very easily without problems, this man told Guinness World Records. So, you know what? Way to go, Chico. Dream and the impossible dream. And if you can learn to open a beer, you will be man's best friend. Or bring a vodka. I mean, I don't know. Bulgaria is different. They might have a different drink. Open a cider. You learn to bring a pack of M&Ms to me or Mike and Ike's without stealing them. You are woman's best friend. You are, sir. And then I really liked this story because, having a kind of odd disease or syndrome, it was really interesting to find this. I know, pour a wine, bring me a glass of wine. Okay, so when I was little, I always wanted to be Cinderella because she had all the woodland creatures that helped her do all the things. And instead, I'm the anti-Cinderella because a deer tried to, or deer broke my ankle, you know, tangentially, or it was an accomplice. I broke it myself by being startled, but, he was the cause. And then the squirrels that taunt our cats, well, they get in and they bite lines on our car and they cut our brake lines. So I was driving and there are all the loops and curves. So yeah, they essentially cut our brake lines. So I believe that I did something very wrong in a past life. I know I'm the anti Snow White, which is really upsetting because I wanted all of my animal friends to help me do laundry. I was like, "Come on, animal friends." Like, what was that movie with, oh gosh, the redheaded lady where she has all the animals. She was animated and then enchanted or something, and then, she would sing to them and all the cockroaches came out and, like, cleaned the house. Look, I'm telling you, I want Or even Joe's apartment, the cleaning cockroaches, I'm fine with it. Just someone to help me with the laundry. I am one person doing laundry for 8 people. It is it is math that doesn't work. Yeah, I have tried everything. So the guy from the, dealership, because we have, like, the extended warranty, but it doesn't cover rodent damage, because of course it doesn't. I have tried dryer sheets, mothballs, cotton balls covered in peppermint. Those rat bastards just don't care. They and then, so they and the cats can't get out because they're inside cats. And Fry just yeah, I'm beginning to think that I'm gonna start a Sailor Moon, squirrel taxidermy slash, Star Wars, taxidermy squirrel, Etsy. I'm just saying, I don't know. Watch out for Sailor Moon squirrels on my Etsy in tragic taxidermy. Just a thought. In my last story for today, a boy saw 17 doctors over 3 years for chronic pain. Chat GPT found a diagnosis. During the coof, um, I'm not gonna go that far. Look, that's a hard pass for me. Someone else would have to do the whole, like, preparation thing. I would do more the decoration and posing. I haven't thought the whole business venture through. I'm the idea person. I'm the creative one. The whole, doing part is, someone else's job. I'm the Bob Iger, if you will. During the Koof lockdown, Courtney bought a bounce house for her 2 young children. Soon after, her son Alex, then 4, began experiencing pain. Our nanny started telling me I have to give him Motrin every day or he has these gigantic meltdowns. I Courtney said, who asked not to use her real last name to protect her family's privacy, tells today.com if he had Motrin, he was totally fine. Then Alex began chewing things, so Courtney took him to the dentist. What followed was a 3-year search for the cause of Alex's increased pain and eventually other symptoms. Well, yes, but, no. Still no. Not gonna look, um, I will take your word for it. John, that's terrible. But hilarious. Beginning at the beginning of the end of the journey came earlier this year when Courtney finally got some answers from an unlikely source, ChatGPT. The frustrated mom made an account and shared with artificial intelligence platform everything she knew about her son's symptoms and all the information she could gather from his MRIs. We saw so many doctors, ended up in the ER at one point. I kept pushing. I really spent the night on the computer going through all these things. So when ChatGPT suggested a diagnosis of tethered cord syndrome, it made a lot of sense, she recalled. Pain, grinding teeth, dragging leg. When Alex began chewing on things, his parents wondered if his molars were coming in causing pain. And that's pretty normal. I mean, if you've had kids, their normal or their molars come in about 5, 6, and it does kind of bother them. It's kind of like teething again. Well, Miss K is a queen, and she deals with them boys, and oh lord, I'm, uh I'm raising Duck Dynasty, aren't I? I've got wild boys. I had such good quiet girls and then wild feral boys. Of course they do. We have rat bastard squirrels. I hate them. I mean, I'm sure they have a job to do, I'm sure God created 'em for something, but all they seem to do is eat the lines on our cars. As it continued, they thought he had a cavity. Our sweet personality, for the most part child, is dissolving into this tantruming, crazy person that didn't exist the rest of the time, Courtney recalls. The dentist ruled out everything, but thought Alex was maybe grinding his teeth and believed an orthodontist specializing in airway obstruction could help. Airway obstructions impact a child's sleep and could explain why he seems so exhausted and moody, the dentist thought. The orthodontist found that Alex's palate was too small for his mouth and teeth, which made it tougher for him to breathe at night. She placed an expander in Alex's palate and things seemed to be improving. Everything was better for a bit, Courtney said, and we thought we were in the home stretch. But then she noticed Alex stopped growing taller, so they visited a pediatrician who thought the pandemic was negatively affecting his development. Courtney didn't agree, but she brought her son back in early 2021 for a checkup. He'd grown a little bit, she said. The pediatrician referred Alex to physical therapy because he seemed to have some imbalances between his left and right sides. Oh, no, you're fine. You guys are totally fine. I do this stream for you guys, and if we get totally off track, have you met me? I'm the queen of tangents. He would lead with his right foot and just bring his left foot along for the ride. And so this is kind of what I do a lot, and that's why, um, Fry is really helpful because every time I go on a walk with him, and I'm really paying for taking 2 walks with him right now, but every time I go on a walk with him, I'm really focusing on using my left leg and really working on using those muscles, because if I don't use them, they'll atrophy and I'm more likely to fall, and once you fall once and you have kind of something dramatical happen, you kinda get worried about falling again. So, even though my leg is not feeling the greatest, I do kind of understand what this little guy is going through because it's hard when you have been used to walking normally and then your body goes full on weirdo on you, and it really does mess with your entire body when your gait is just messed up. But before starting physical therapy, Alex had already been experiencing severe headaches that were only getting worse. He visited a neurologist who said Alex had migraines. He also struggled with exhaustion, so he was taken to an ear, nose, and throat doctor to see if he was having sleep problems. Well, listen, this woman also has a nanny, so I'm just saying maybe she might have felt that it was climate change. To see if he was having sleep problems due to a sinus cavity or airway. No matter how many doctors the family saw, the specialists only addressed their individual areas of expertise, Courtney said. No one was willing to solve for greater problems, she said. No one would give you a clue about what a diagnosis could be. Next, a physical therapist thought Alex could have something called Chiari Chiari malformation, a congenital condition that causes abnormalities in the brain where the skull meets the spine, according to American Association of Neurological Surgeons. Courtney began researching it and they visited more doctors. A new pediatrician, a pediatric internist, an adult internist, a musculoskeletal doctor, but again reached a dead end. In total, they visited 17 different doctors over 3 years, but Alex still had no diagnosis that explained all his symptoms. Okay. An exhausted, frustrated Courtney signed up for ChatGPT, began entering his medical information, hoping to find a diagnosis. I went line by line of everything that was in his MRI notes and plugged it in to ChatGPT. She said, I put a note in there about how he wouldn't sit crisscross applesauce. To me, that was a huge trigger that a structural thing could be wrong. She eventually found, can we just say Indian style? I mean, I understand crisscross applesauce. but it's not meant to be mean-hearted. I don't look, okay, it's crisscross applesauce. I give up. I give up. I don't understand. I look, I am getting to the point where I am old enough to be at get off my lawn levels done with this crap. She eventually found tethered cord syndrome and joined a Facebook group for families of children with it. Their stories sound like Alex. She scheduled an appointment with a new neurosurgeon and told her she suspected Alex had tethered cord syndrome. The doctor took a look at his MRI image and knew exactly what was wrong with Alex. She said point blank, here's oculus spina bifida, and here's where the spine is tethered. Courtney says tethered cord syndrome occurs when the tissue in the spinal cord forms an attachment that limits movement of the spinal cord, causing it to stretch abnormally, according to the American Association of Neurological Surgeons. With tethered cord syndrome, the spinal cord is stuck to something. It could be a tumor in the spinal cannula. It could be a bump on a spine bone, a spike of bones. It could be just too much fat at the end of the spinal cord. Dr. Holly Glimmer, a pediatric neurosurgeon at Michigan Head and Spine Institute, who treated Alex, tells Today the abnormality can't elongate and it pulls. It can happen with patients with spina bifida, a birth defect where part of the spinal cord doesn't develop fully and some of the spinal cord and nerves are exposed. Many children with spina bifida, there's a visible opening in the child's back, but the type Alex had is closed and considered hidden, according to U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which means it can be difficult to diagnose. My son doesn't have a hole. It There's what almost looks like a birthmark on the bottom of his buttocks, but no one saw it, Courtney said. He has a crooked belly button. Glimmer says doctors often find these conditions soon after birth, but in some cases, the marks, such as a dimple, a red spot, a tuft of hair that can indicate oculospina bifida, can be missed. Then doctors rely on symptoms to make diagnosis, including dragging a leg, pain, loss of bladder control, constipation, scoliosis, foot or leg abnormalities, and delay in hitting milestones such as sitting and walking. Yeah, crazy. In young children, it can be difficult to diagnose because they can't speak, Glimmer says, adding that many parents and children don't realize their symptoms indicate a problem. If this is how they have always been, they think it's normal. Courtney When Courtney finally had a diagnosis for Alex, she experienced every emotion in the book: relief, validation, excitement for his future. What are ChatGPT in medicine? ChatGPT is a type of artificial intelligence program that wants to marry you. Yeah, I mean, this is a point where I think artificial intelligence can help you, but I'm always afraid that this is where Skynet takes over people. I'm just telling you, if if, you know, sweaty guy from both Aliens and the Terminator can't survive, then please God, let us not let artificial intelligence take over. Yeah, that's the thing. That was the really hard part with me when I first, kind of accepted that I had CRPS. It's when you have the good days and I could kind of tell myself, "Look, no, I just have, like, a sprained ankle, it's fine." And then I would have out of the blue, like, a really, really bad day, and you can't kind of lie to yourself that you just have, like, a little problem. Like, it's when you're in that, bargaining stage of denial, that grief stage of denial, that's the hard part. The good and bad days are when you're in the denial stage are not easy. That responds based on input that a person enters into it, but it can't have a conversation or provide answers in the way that most people might expect. That's because ChatGPT works by predicting the next word in a sentence or series of words based on existing data on the internet. Andrew Beam, PhD, assistant professor of epidemiology at Harvard, who studies machine learning models in medicine, tells Today anytime you ask a question of GPT, it's recalling from memory things it has read before and trying to predict the piece of text. When using ChatGPT to make a diagnosis, a person might tell the program, I have fever, chills, body aches, and it fills in influenza as possible diagnosis, Beam explains. It's going to do its best to give you a piece of text that looks like a passage that it's read, he adds. There are both free and paid versions of ChatGPT. The latter works much better than the free program, Beam says, but both work better than an average symptom checker. Look, y'all never use Dr. Google. You will either be dead or have like cancer. Look, if you are a hypochondriac, like maybe me, do not use Dr. Google. Do not. It is a terrible idea. Wait till you see a medical professional. You will diagnose yourself with like gonorrhea okay? You will probably think you have dengue fever. Just go to a daggone doctor because, look, you will, if you are a hypochondriac, and I will claim my shame, okay? I am. I have learned not to Google anything because you will end up with a raging case of neuroticness if you're me. So if you can Doctor Google re responsibly, then feel free to Doctor Google and Chat GPT, uh, diagnose responsibly. It's a super high-powered medical search engine, Beam says. It can be especially beneficial for patients with complicated conditions who are struggling to get a diagnosis, Beam says. These patients are groping for information, he adds. I do think ChatGPT can be a good partner in that diagnostic odyssey. It's read literature the en- it's read literally the entire internet and may not have the same blind spots as human physician has, but it's not likely to replace a clinician's expertise anytime soon, he says. For example, ChatGPT fabricates information sometimes when it can't find the answer. If you ask it for studies about influenza, the tool might respond with several titles that sound real, and authors it lists may have written about flu before, but the papers may not actually exist. The phenomenon is called hallucination, and it gets really problematic when we start talking about medical applications because you don't want it to just make things up. Y'all, this is Skynet. The internet is lying to us. This fake chat GPT is is lying to us already. It's like, "Look, I've done made up these things. You have all the syphilis." Just no, people, I'm telling you, this is when Skynet takes over. We have a chance to stop it. Diagnosis and treatment. Alex is a happy-go-lucky and loves playing with other children. He played baseball last year, but he quit because he was injured. Also, he had to give up hockey because wearing ice skates hurt his back and knees. He found a way to adapt, though. He's so freaking intelligent, Courtney says. He'll climb up on a structure, stand on a chair, and starts being the coach. So he's keeping himself in the game. After receiving the diagnosis, Alex underwent surgery to fix his tethered cord syndrome a few weeks ago. We detach the cord from where it is stuck at the bottom of the tailbone, essentially, Glimmer says. That releases the tension. Alex is still recovering. Glimmer says children bounce back from this surgery relatively quickly. Often the treatment reduces any symptoms the children are having. She says, Alex's mom can see the joy on his face now. Courtney shared their struggle to help other families facing similar struggles. There's nobody that connects the dots for you, she says. You have to be your kid's advocate. So that's really, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, probably. I mean, look, it's already Skynet's already here. I guess, dear internet overlord and future mechanical overlords and Bender, um, I have always thought you were awesome. Those are the stories tonight, you guys. I hope that they were pretty good. I had fun. The Cockatoo was funny. Again, if you're going to have smexy time in airports or in an airplane, at least make sure the door is locked and be quiet. It's stealthy. All hail Bender. It's Bender Bending Rodriguez, and he majored in bending and Robo American Studies. I have only watched Futurama all the time, everywhere. And sadly, almost all the things came true. But it's still funny, and my review of the new season will probably be a stream this weekend, I believe. It will probably be a cross stitch stream because I have the, uh, camera so I can move it around. Yeah, I do like this because I'm able to talk to people that, might be in the evening, and I do like being able to look up fun stories. I am a news junkie, so kind of doing this and having a little bit of a different flair is awesome. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I will let you guys go. I hope you to see you tomorrow. I will probably be recording, or no, tomorrow is when the Gareth Purse House case starts. I believe they start at 9, so I will be recording tomorrow's, Morning with Mo, so it will be recorded. It will not be live, if you will, but it will be recorded and going up at 9, but I will be doing the Gareth Purse House morning at least until lunchtime, and then, Sal and EU will be doing the evening time, and then I will be doing a nighttime, stream unless my leg is freaking out. They're supposed to be having storms tomorrow possibly, and my leg does not do storms very well. Oh, yeah, I love, Kathy Segal or Siegel? I don't know. But yes, hopefully the Purse House case is back. I need to see my bronze eagle judge who looks possibly like a struggling Austrian painter might have escaped to Argentina, making some of those History Channel, conspiracy shows possibly realer than we thought. I do hope so because I love this trial. It is a dumpster fire on top of a nuclear volcano in the middle of a sharknado with lasers on their heads. So, hopefully, we will get to see something new, exciting, and obviously cringe hilarious tomorrow. I will see you all later and see you tomorrow. Please, yeah, it's kinda like the, Archer joke about, whoever the doctor is. I can't remember the doctor. I'm Y'all, I'm telling you, before I got this diagnosis, I could remember all names. I was like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. After this, it's like but I will see you guys later. Have a great rest of your evening, and, hey, Timcast is on, I don't know. Look, I find Ian insufferable on Timcast. Something about a nearly 50-year-old hippie is just I can't. But sometimes he has people on that are not insufferable, and he does do news. I do kind of okay, so I'm trying to finish, but I do kind of like that the stories that I'm picking up are being picked up by Tim Pool too, so I'm like, "I'm picking up, like, stories that may be relevant. Yay! I'm doing smart stuff." I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.